Hey guys, welcome to this week's Sunday Spin, where we take the music that we're listening to this week. I'm Terry with Riot Squad Media, and I'm here with my very great friend, John from Coffee with Lions. John, thank you so much for joining me this week.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Now, this is your second appearance on the show, so I think you are probably the third.
Yeah.
I put a video on once, but I had a video.
Oh, I guess maybe that. Yeah, no, I was on with Aaron. I was on with Aaron the one time. Yeah. And I thought I did. Oh, I did the video. I did the video for the thing. The end of the year.
That's kind of how we went. We met through this, and that's kind of cool. I actually saw you at camp last year, which was amazing. Yep. And, I'm so stoked to have you here. And you guys have just been killing it. I want to say a huge congratulations because you guys did play with Pairs in Old Tigers not too long ago, back in April. I was so stoked. It was such a nightmare for you just to even get on that show back to, because you had training the next day in Florida?
Yes, it was absolute nightmare before and after. So it all added up the way it was supposed to, I guess. But I did not get to see the Pairs, so hopefully that's like the late announcement for Camp Punk this year, and we'll maybe make up for it.
Oh, my heart would be just exploding out of my chest. But not only that, you guys are just playing all the time. I remember when we first started, which was, I want to say a little bit over a year ago, you guys had maybe one show here, a few months later, another show here, but you guys are just banging these shows off constantly. And it's so cool to see you guys because, I can't blah everything just yet. I can't.
Yeah.
But, I just can't. But, I'm very stoked to be able to see you guys in the future somewhere at a show sometime.
Yeah, sometime.
Somewhere. But yeah, you guys are releasing a new EP coming out. So what's going on with that?
Yeah, well, we're getting through it. It's finished. It's mastered. I really like it. I was just thinking about it today, and because I listened to our own album. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I just kind of reassess, and I almost want to hear it to the point that I don't want to hear it anymore. But it's definitely very aggressive. There's 5 songs. Pretty much all of them have that kind of a punch to it, except for the last one. But yeah, it's a great collaboration with all of us. A lot of vocals from every angle. And it's a lot of fun, and there's some serious stuff in there too, but we're really, really, really excited about getting it out. We're actually going to do on July 22nd the release party, so we haven't announced that yet, but that's going to be at the West York Inn, so I guess in Sunday, a couple days from now, that will be known by at least a couple people.
Anyone who watches my show.
That's right. Yeah, so you heard it here first.
You heard it here first, and that's awesome. Now you guys have really drawn me in the fact that your lyrics are so real. You guys have this way of just kind of hitting what's going on. And, I hate to admit it because I hate talking about this part of it, but we are the older punks. We are the ones that, listen to 90s skate punk back when we were teenagers. We're the ones that kind of have to explain that this is a style that's not going away anytime soon. We're kind of just hooked and kind of, I wouldn't say living in limbo, but kind of evolving with it. And, we see these new guys come in and they're amazing. And that's the one thing I absolutely adore about you guys is the fact that there's absolutely no gatekeeping. You guys fucking root for the underdog every single time. Sure. You guys definitely have, the backs of that younger generation or, that's moving into punk. And, I have to applaud you guys for that because
thank you.
So often we see in this scene, it's kind of like two sides. You get the ones that are just like, fuck these kids. We don't want anything to do with them. But then we have you guys who come in and you're like, no, this is the only way the scene's ever going to survive if we let these guys come in. And I love watching your posts. I'm a huge fan of everything that you guys are doing. And a big part of that is because you guys get it. You guys get that this is a community. We're a fucking family. The support is just phenomenal. And I think it's really cool. I'm gonna blurt it out a little bit. I have listened to the album a little bit. And I told you I'm not going to put it on here yet until it's released because I want everybody to hear it when it does come out. But it is, it's a fucking masterpiece. Very much for
thanks. Oh my god.
The reasons that you've said, and I don't, I want to attribute you guys to your music, but you guys really went deep with this one. Like you guys from start to finish, every song fucking hits. And it hits for absolutely different reasons. And I think you guys just absolutely nailed it. When it comes out, July 22nd, I hope everybody fucking checks it out.
Yeah, oh my God, that's such a compliment. And that's so awesome for you to say that. And here's the kicker. It's not coming out on streaming on the 22nd. So we'll have CDs. I think vinyl, possibly, hopefully, we'll be doing that too. But yeah, to your point, we're having so much fun with it. Obviously, I think at this point, most people, if they've caught me talking about us and our story, we all kind of came from the same thing. This is just a ton of fun for us, and we love doing it. And you start to think about like the power of that community. Like every band had at least one or two representatives that went out and saw every show every week. These places would be packed. And it was. We have a great vibe going. We have great venues going. We're getting to travel more.
Heroes for a reason.
Well, thank you. Yeah, but we do. We're having a ton of fun, and I know I say it all the time, but I truly do mean it. I truly love just interacting, meeting more and more people, and it's fun. We hooked up with these guys, Hemmed Up, and it was just on a whim. Doug put out one of our songs on a comp. I had no idea he did it. And the dude reached out from Hemmed Up, and they're from San Francisco, and he's like, hey man, this shit's pretty good. Like, great job. And he's like, what's your story? So I was like, dude, I'll hit you up on mine. And we just started chatting, but he sent me a message today, and it was supposed to, he's like, dude, I'm sorry, that wasn't for you. That was supposed to go to Fire Sale. And I'm like, holy fuck, like, dude, what, am I in the real, like, is this for real? Like, what the hell's going on here? Actually, they had a teaser on, Sam, the singer that I'm very fond of. Well, yes. They actually, I guess he's doing a piece on one of their new songs in their new album. So, I don't know. I'm just elated. I'm having so much fun. We all are.
And keep having that fun. You guys are just killing it. I'm very excited to see, what next year brings for you guys. This has only been a year since we've known each other, and it's just amazing to see that growth. I can't wait to see what another year looks like, because I think you guys are just gonna like explode. So I am so here for it. But yeah, apart from my fangirling, I guess we want to say, and admiration and support, we're also here for the music. So who are you listening to this week?
Well, it's kind of self-promotion in the fact that we will have played with them yesterday on Sunday, which is 3 days from now, because it's Thursday, but it's got to be now. Yeah, Jesus, I'm getting tired. But and I'll tell you, from the first time they played at the Westbrook Inn, I screwed up their name and I said the Whatnots. So I think I just had like writer's blank or whatever. But their album just kicks, and these guys are coming this weekend. It's going to be a great show. Once again, that's going to be a Savage Mountain and a Camp Punk mashup show. So it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a great night. Side note on that real quick, so I can just throw it in. I'm going to talk about the album in just a second, but we do have a guest drummer from Who Me. His name's Bill. It's Bill Calhoun. Anybody on Facebook would know him as Bill Zilla. So it should be a good night. So anybody that's checking this out, hopefully you made it out last night. But yeah, so awesome album. I do have notes, so if I'm looking down, I'm reading notes. That's what it is. 65 by far is the best song on there. I think it's kind of cool. And as a vocalist, it's kind of weird because I don't really listen to lyrics often, which is kind of weird. I like the whole vibe. I like just how the vocal flow is. Not really concerned too much about the lyrics, but it's cool because, the whole premise of the song is really enjoying life while you're young and you can, not just wait until, you retire and then you can do it. And, he says basically, and Andrew is just absolutely astounding. His voice is just, right? He's amazing. He's so good. But yeah, so he just kicks it out, and he's talking about just like having fun, doing it while you can, doing it while you're young, and you can enjoy it. And that means a lot to me. And that means a lot to us acting like fools, every weekend in our 40s, which in this scene might be pretty damn old. But I did see a band called Submachine this past weekend. They're older than us, and they're still kicking it. So
Blanks,
I feel like
we could go on all day. No Effects. Look at No Effects. Bad Religion.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, I don't know if Greg could run like I do though anymore, but I don't know if he ever did. So back to the band, Bad Taste, awesome song, and what cracked me up about that song was the gang vocals that kick off the song. I loved it, and it reminded me of us because you can tell, like, you just don't do that without having fun, and you can tell that when they write songs, they have fun, just like the flow of the whole album. It's great. So I had two other songs on there. I'll hit on one because I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But Positivity. It's kind of funny because Positivity actually kind of reminds me of the last song, the fifth song on our coming album, Balancing Act. I think we're going to go with that name. But really just kind of saying, hey, look, there's a lot of shit going on in the world and things do suck. I admit that, but they suck, but we also still have to kind of look at, the things that are good out there and the things that we can kind of take out of, where we've been and what we've gone through, and kind of accept it and look at the silver linings, if you will. So that's what I got from that. There's a bunch of good songs. The whole album just kicks. When I first started, I was like, holy shit. I was like, how long have these guys been around? Are they 30 years in the business? I know it's not true because I met them. But so professional, so tight, and even live, like just crazy tight. They sound just like the fucking album. It's so awesome. So that's me. I'm sorry, I rambled.
No, that's great. The album's called Misread Allegory. My favorite song on it's Too for Too Long. It's Andrew, his vocals. I can't get enough of them. This album.
That's the one I didn't talk about.
It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, my pick this week is from Toronto, Cancer Bats. They came out with Psychic Jailbreak. I believe it's their 7th album. Came out in April of this year. It's 11 songs, 37 minutes, and I love it. It is, I don't know if I'm the quintessential 80s child to say, because I too am old. But I was always drawn to like thrash metal growing up. I don't know, something about it. I just love it. These guys are a hardcore band. You definitely hear that thrash come through, but these guys have kind of taken it, and it's because I'm not musical, a little bit harder for me to explain this point, but they seem to just hold their notes just a tiny bit longer than being so cut and dry. So like I'm thinking about Municipal Waste, they have this like really cool thrash song, but they tend to just not dry out their notes at all. These guys have done that, and it's kind of given them this cool like Soundgarden / Municipal Waste vibe, but then they kind of have a couple songs. I'm gonna definitely talk about. I gotta find the name of the song, Hammering On, and man, the vocals, not only in the notes, but even in the vocals, it's got this like beautiful, long, flowy stretch to it. And I'm sorry if you guys can't understand, you have to just go listen to the song, but it felt like I was like transported back into like that mid to late 90s, kind of when grunge was a thing. It's very melodic in that sense, very beautiful, just beautiful. I was actually super hooked on this album. There's another band called 2 Minute Minor. They reminded me a lot of them too. I thought that this album was very tight. Everything. Liam Corney is the lead singer on this, and I think his vocals are great. It's that beautiful metal and beautiful thrash sound. So I really, but man, this guy pushed it. This album, he really just took that melodic side up and just turned it on. And he didn't do it with every song. I think there's only 3 that I feel that this was really kind of what he used it with. It's not a bad thing if they kind of just tweak their sound. I don't know, like, this album's so new, but I've been completely hooked. I really hope you guys do check it out. I think it's truly fantastic. It's got that speed, it's got that hit. You're just gonna want to just fist pump your whole way through it. So yeah, make sure you go check it out. And with that, I guess it brings it to the shout out. So who are you shouting out today?
Well, I'm going to do 2. One is definitely a band that I'm digging, and Trev Allen kind of turned me on to him. Coffins Salesman. These guys are just insane, like so good. Like I said, they're from Boston. Hopefully we get to play with them at some point. They have like every instrument. I don't know all the names. I wrote some down. I think violin, piano, fiddle, flamenco. I don't know instruments that well. I'm just
like a castanet or something. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're really, really good, and they're just crazy all over the place. I mean, talk about no gatekeeping. These dudes are like super good. I also, I don't know. This has been bugging me because like I totally like missed like 15 years of music. Like I was just out. So probably the band that I'm like checking out the most, who they've been around forever, the Cobra Skulls. I listened to them on the way out to Pittsburgh like 7 times. So that album just over and over and over. So good, and I completely missed them. I feel like I like somebody that like woke up from like a coma, and then they like were like, oh my god, you know, so and so was president, Donald Trump was president, you know. So that's me.
So yeah, music video from today is going to Jukebox Romantics with their song Hey Nora, released about a year ago. Make sure you go check it out. These guys are playing at Camp Punksylvania. If you haven't heard the news, the Last Gang and the Code are both joining the party for Camp Punksylvania. We got a bunch more shit to announce real soon. Like we are, you can feel the excitement in the air. Oh wait, no. Nudge, nudge. But yeah, I'm super stoked. You guys are just gonna be blown by what we have next. And you know, John, a huge thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. That's been awesome.
Yeah, and just keep doing what you're doing because you're absolutely killing it out there. And to the rest of you guys, we will see you next week. Bye.
I wish I was big and famous, but not too famous, but Drew Carey famous. Mariah Carey? Fantasy? I'll try anything.